take.
This conference will now be recorded.
All right. So any questions you have before we begin with the PPTs, Shubham? Anything you want me to
Deepika, you can
elaborate?
Like this.
start. Okay. The other two people are facing some issue. I'll do one thing. I'll share the recording to them. Okay. If possible,
All
evening we can have a 10 minutes conference with them. Okay. You can go
Yeah,
ahead
yeah,
with the
no
demo.
worries, no
Okay.
worries,
Yeah.
not at all. Okay,
Yeah,
Shubham,
so
yeah,
the training is going to be weekly or daily basis?
So, Shubham, this is a very flexible program. I will collaborate with the batch, like whosoever will join this batch, we will collaborate, we'll find a suitable time. I'm open to taking classes weekly, weekends, weekdays, anything that is feasible for both you and me, right? Because
Mhm.
I'm also a working professional. I'm also taking couple of other batches as well. So we have to align. I mean, if you guys prefer weekdays, I'm okay with that. Of course, we'll have to
Mm.
find a suitable time. If you're okay to only weekends, then also we'll try to align. But my intent is always that we go at a pace where students understand and they get good time to practice alongside, right? If we
Mm.
have, everyday batch and, because even you are working and you may not get time to practice, then it dissolves the purpose, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Okay,
it will
and
be entirely on how the batch is figuring out, right? Okay. How the
mm,
batch is comfortable, at what pace, because I've had previous batches who wanted to finish everything just, as early as possible. So we can do that also. If you want to take good amount of pace, that is also possible. It totally depends how the batch is accustomed to and what is the availability of all of the members of the batch.
okay, Deepika, got it.
Yeah, I'm open to flexibility. That's not a challenge.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, what else do you have in mind?
Uh, yeah, just that's all. Now we
Okay,
can start.
yeah, I'll just showcase you what we are going to do today is a demo class. We'll just see what we are going to cover, and we're just going to see how we are going to take up the uh, perspective of SAC and what is SAC all about, what is the purpose of this course, and what are the benefits you will achieve while you cover this training. Okay, allow me
Mhm.
time. I'll just share my screen. Okay, let me know once my screen is visible.
Yeah, it's coming up. Yeah, I can see it now.
Okay, so before we come to the technicalities, I would like to clear certain things as we would move forward for this batch. So this course is nearly 30 to 35 hours, okay, totally depending on also the pace of the students and the batch. I would be covering SAP Analytics Cloud, both analytics and planning perspective. So here we are going to, we have certain prerequisites. The prerequisites are that we are going to perform the practicals along with the theory definition. Now, why I lay emphasis on both? Because of course we need to practice the system well, but there is a lot of information that you need to understand. There are a lot of concepts you need to understand before we come onto the system. Why? Because as I assume that not everybody comes from a data analytics or a planning perspective already, right? You are very new to this tool, you're very new to the ideology of this tool. Learning tool is very simple. You can just follow any YouTube videos. It's quite easy. But the challenge comes when you have to apply the perspective in a project or in a business. So this course is a comprehensive course where we are not just going to give you technical knowledge, we're also going to feed you how businesses run. What exactly is the purpose, right? So analytical
Mhm.
part of it is going to be creation of certain reports, certain KPI dashboards that are generally used in almost every organizations. And then we are going to work on certain planning aspects. We're going to tell you what is P&L, what is planning, what is a balance sheet, everything. I am going to give you a functional knowledge as well before we come on to the exposure of the planning part. Okay, so my intent is not just covering, where to click, how to click. That is not the tool all about. Because when you go for an interview, when you go for a, let's say you want to grab a job, the first thing is that you have to face an interview, right? And in an interview, nobody is going to give you a system and ask you where to click, right? They will judge you on the basis of your functional and technical expertise, right? So we are going to focus on a blend of both. There will be a lot of theoretical concepts, and of course, one of the most important purpose that you can solve by undergoing this course is that you will be able to clear a certification. Now the pattern has changed for SAC certification. It is no longer just a question answer round. It is more of how you attend a live interview. So it is all AI based. SAP itself has changed, their portfolio of certifications. So the ideology behind this particular course is not just technical, it is a wholesome knowledge of technical plus functional plus how projects happen. And even if you land up in a greenfield project, you will understand what to do, how to begin, right? As we know, there are multiple phases in different projects. It could be a greenfield project for a customer, how to gather requirements, what requirements you will need, and how business knowledge is worked around, and how this tool can be very useful in preparing dashboards, in providing planning scenarios to customers. So when we talk about SAP Analytics Cloud, SAP itself has got n number of tools in the market, right? You start from bots, BobJ, you have BI, you have BPC, you have group reporting, you have multiple tools in the market, right? So SAP is a one of the most widest vendor that tries to solve the customer problems, that tries to solve customer scenarios with its wide range of tools. Now, where SAP Analytics Cloud stands, SAP Analytics Cloud is a tool that is at par with any latest tool in the market when we talk about data analytics, when we talk about business, okay, business visualization. So you can create n number of visualizations in SAC. Of course, there are other tools also in the market from other vendors like Tableau, that Power BI, but where SAC stands is SSE gives you a power to work on the planning perspective as well. Okay, so you can work on planning scenarios. So it is basically write back scenarios to how data can be, toggled by different planners. So it is not just about, creating visualizations. It is much more and beyond. Okay, so that is why SSE is one of the most hyped tool as of now. There is a lot of demand, there is a huge demand. And since you've already worked on Datasphere, of course, Datasphere plus SAC is a very good combination. I mean, you will be able to land up a good portfolio if you get comfortable in these two tools. As of now, we know BW, everything is getting obsolete, and most of the technologies are shifting, right? SAP is, giving a deadline to certain usage of certain tools. There are no updates. For example, BPC MS version is almost on the verge of, you know, it's going away. So people are shifting, migrations are happening. So there is a lot of huge market for SSC, considering the packages are good, provided you have the good right knowledge to showcase in front of the companies. And as a part of this technology, you will be able to perform in multiple dimensions. Okay, it is not just about in implementation project. There are a lot of support scenarios where SSC has already been implemented. There is a lot of development ongoing, and it is still an evolving tool. SAP is itself giving quarterly updates to make this tool, something that is very much reliable and usable in all business perspectives. Yes, please. You have any questions?
No, yeah, I'm clear.
Okay. So if any point of time you have any queries, anything you want to ask, you are allowed to. Also,
Yeah,
there is one prerequisite of my class that do not hinder. Okay, no question is a stupid question in my class. You can ask me anything, anything that you feel that is relevant to our subject, our topics. I will be happy to answer that. Okay.
yeah, sure, yeah, typical.
And also, when we complete our course, I still give you a lot of time to practice, and we can have couple of sessions or doubt sessions. Let's say we complete this training in a month or 1.5 months. So I give you good amount of time to practice, and then we can collaborate again for your doubts and all. Because sometimes when you practice alongside, you may get time, you may not get time, right? So our
Mm-hmm.
journey does not end on the last day of the course. You still can reach me out. We'll be sharing the email IDs, and you still can reach out for any queries, any challenges that you face during your uh, journey of learning SSC. All right. So it's a blend of
Okay,
everything. It's going to be training, it's going to be preparing you for good interviews, and then also for certifications. So we will have quiz rounds, we will have, you know, a lot of things. It is going to be a blend of a lot of aspects. Okay.
mm-hmm.
Any
Yeah, I'm
questions?
clear. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
clear, typical. Yeah.
Okay, and the sessions will be recorded, they will be provided to you. So you don't have to worry. The only thing is that, let's say we plan a session on a particular date, particular time, even if you're not able to attend it, and the remaining batch is available, I will continue to provide the training. It's just that you can go and watch the recording at the later stage. If nobody is
Mm.
available, then I prefer to cancel that class. But the only thing is that I should get the information on time. Okay, it should not be just 5 minutes before the batch. So you can take out, just a day prior, you can let me know if you will be available for the class or if
Mhm.
there are any challenges. And if any cancellations happen from my side, which is a rare case, because once I decide on a class, I will take it for sure. But if, because we all are humans, we may have some emergencies. So I will also let you know in advance. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Clear on that? So this is how we are
Yes.
going to conduct. This was the conduct part about the course. Then what we will cover. As I already mentioned that I do not expect anything from you. I do not expect
Mm.
you to know this tool beforehand, okay? The training will begin as a scratch even if you don't know what SAC means. So I'm going to start with a clear cut introduction, how we're going to integrate SAC. We're going to work on reporting and dashboarding part. We will cover multiple scenarios. We will understand what is linked analysis, how input controls work, and we're going to prepare dynamic dashboards. Okay. Then we are going to also work on one of the most talked about aspect of SAC, which is SAC planning. Okay. When we talk about
Mhm.
SAC planning is not just preparing dashboards, it is how businesses work. So we're going to actually work on income statement, which is also a P&L statement. I will give you a good brush up of, what is income statement first of all, because I do not expect you to know this. This is a very accountable, it is knowledge that comes from understanding how accounts work, how finances work in a company. Then we're going to work on a lot of modeling aspects of SEC. We're going to work on data actions, multi actions, allocation scenarios, what if scenarios, and conversions. Okay, and I will tell you the perspective of everything. so you just
Mhm.
have to come with a blank mind, and I will be taking you through all the areas that we have mentioned here. So reporting, as I already mentioned, stories, linking, then we have blending, we have filters, we have hyperlinking. All these will be covered. Then a basic question comes that Do we need coding? So coding in SAC is restricted to certain scenarios. You do not need to know ABAP or any, advanced SAP language to enter the field of SSC. Of course, there is coding involved in certain areas in which we will guide you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if for all those people who fear that we are not very good at coding and we are not very we don't know what SEC is all about and what kind of coding we will be using, so we will be covering that. So even there is any scripting, any coding part required, I will be telling you all the syntax, and SSC is a very user friendly tool. Once you know
Mm-hmm.
the meaning of the understanding of the syntax, it's easy to write a code. Okay.
Yeah.
I think you've already worked on Datasphere, which is more about, it is a similar platform where you prepare your
Just
SQL
clear that. Yeah.
views, yeah, graphical views, SQL views, right?
Yeah.
So here we do not exactly use SQL, but we have certain, a setup of code where so in order to implement data actions, we can create certain, custom scenarios where we can work
Mhm.
by writing certain codes. So that
Yeah.
also will be covered from scratch. So you do not have to know any syntax, any code particular in hand before.
Yeah. I've
So
seen those
coming,
codes, but that time I was not able to understand them. Uh,
sorry.
but yeah, I've seen those codes like how they write data actions because I was
Yes, yes,
supporting there,
of
right?
course.
But mhm,
Yeah, there are a lot of functions that you may
mhm,
have seen there, member
mhm.
set, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That time
so
I was
right,
not able to understand them.
of course, it's difficult. See, for the first time when you must have seen a SQL code, it must have jumped off your head, right?
Yeah. Yes.
But now, when you know how to write basic SQL queries, of course, you can understand the advanced ones as well, right? So
Mm-hmm.
similarly,
Yeah.
once you familiarize yourself with the how the pattern works, how the data actions are created, and we'll touch base some basic to advanced scenarios, so it will make sense. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not that difficult. It's every, and even writing a code in SSE is quite simple, because you don't have to remember a lot of syntaxes. Everything is there in SAP help. Like even while writing a code, SAP SSE itself gives you all the prompts, all the dimensions, everything you will get then and there. You don't have to remember a lot of structures in your models and everything. Okay.
Yeah.
So we will
So
touch base.
for
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt. So for
Please go.
these
Yeah.
practicals, we'll be getting a system
So we will
package.
begin with our trial system. It has got almost all the capabilities that you can start with working
Mm-hmm.
on the systems. Okay.
Okay.
So you get the trial for 3 months, 90 days, and 90 days is a good period of time, because I
Mm-hmm.
will be creating dashboards using your accounts only, so that tomorrow, even when the course ends, you have those dashboards in your account and you can see them and you can realize how you did the practice, right?
So for planning and all also we can use trial.
Everything is there. Everything is. I will be
Okay.
sharing the database, what data we are going to use, how
Mm-hmm.
we are going to create, and of course, integration part. If we talk about, see, there are multiple ways in which SSE can be integrated to backend. Okay, it
Yeah.
is not possible to pick up every system. Like I think
Yeah.
you know Datasphere. Datasphere has can have a source which can be anything as of yet, right? You can have a SQL server,
Mm-hmm.
you can have a HANA, you can have a BW, you can have external systems as well, right? Non-SAP systems as well. So you
Yeah.
cannot, in training, you cannot pick up every scenario. But the content to create connections, how to integrate with every scenario is going to be shared by me. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Whatever is the limitation of SEC trial system will be shared as an additional video by me to help you understand those scenarios. We cannot have every system in place, right? If you come and say that I want to integrate my Datasphere with some Oracle system, right? So these are two different
Yeah.
dimensions which cannot be covered in every training. So we will pick up databases, we will
Mm.
understand how SAC works. But when it comes to integration and connection, you will get enough content by me in terms of documentation, in terms of, because not everyone will have the same scenario, right? If we have five different people in
Yeah.
training, we will have five different scenarios in their workplace, right?
Yeah.
I
Totally client
myself have
dependent.
Yeah, I myself have taken up projects where, integration was not with SAP native systems. So our
Mm.
Datasphere was connected to some Oracle systems and some SQL servers from where we were fetching data. It was purely a non-SAP integration. So we
Mm-hmm.
cannot cover, that is not a practical thing to expect from any training, right?
Yeah, yeah, I'm clear.
You
Yeah.
cannot bring every system in training and say that I want to have a connection with the BW also, with S4 HANA also, with
It's
Datasphere
not
also, with that's not
possible. Yeah.
feasible. That is not practical, available in any training. Okay, so
Yeah.
we are going to equip you with the right knowledge so that tomorrow, if you land up in a situation, whether it's a non-SAP system, whether it's a SAP system, then you are able to manage it. And since we have taken this word Datasphere a couple of times, Datasphere is not a part of this course. I mean, integration with Datasphere can be, but
Mhm.
I will not be covering what Datasphere is and what are views and everything, remote table, local
Yeah.
table, nothing of that sort. That is a separate training. So if anyone
Yeah.
who would like to understand what is Datasphere can take up that course as well. Okay. So Datasphere is a different module altogether. So anyone who wants to take up is a different set of training. There's a combination, Datasphere plus analytics. So right now, I think you're already equipped with Datasphere knowledge. So SAC is an add-on for you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So then I think you will be able to support your vendors or your customers in a better way because you will have an end-to-end integration platform ready, right? Of course, we'll talk
Yes.
about how seamless work because seamless is the new aspect, right? You must have heard of this word before, right?
Yeah, I've heard it couple of times.
Yeah, seamless planning. Then, so how data is brought back to Datasphere for further logic application, right? So
Hmm.
so even in your project, most of the scenarios must have already been covered in Datasphere itself, right? So
Yeah,
Datasphere
yeah.
is a tool where you can apply any logic because it's simple. You have to write a big SQL code and your logics can be implemented easily,
Hmm.
right?
Yes.
However, we can do a lot of transformations in SAC also. Okay, we will see once we
Mm.
begin our course. Okay, so what is SAC all about? SAC, if I just talk about, I'll just showcase you. So this is one of the dashboards that you can see on screen, right? So it may look simple that, we're just covering certain KPIs, but when we talk about data, and what is data? Data is some facts and figures that we capture, that we collect, and today I think there's no organization that does not rely on data, right? Be it any organization. Every organization is dealing with managing its data, creating dashboards. Of course, these dashboards can be created by multiple tools, but SSC holds an edge. Why? Because we have multiple capabilities which are still not available in the tools that are existing from other vendors. So that's why SSC has gained a popularity. So SEC started couple of years back. It is not a very old tool and it has evolved like anything. Initially, there was a lot of scripting, a lot of coding required, but over a period of time, SAP has evolved this tool. Now, a lot of things can be managed by preparing the right scenario, by working on right platform, and by knowing which parameters to click and which to avoid for your customer scenarios. Okay.
Mm. Okay.
Now, coming on to, yeah, there are just couple of dashboards that we have displayed in our journey. So, what is SAC? What do you understand about SAC? Tell me.
So as you see, we are getting data from various sources, and basically we are creating a report out of that so that client can use it for better business planning or forecasting, those kind of things. Like,
Yes, so I
uh,
think you use the right words, but we will also be covering what they mean, right? What is budgeting? What is forecasting? What do we understand by planning, right? Because knowing these
yeah,
hefty words and understanding them are two different stories, right?
yeah.
So, if I give you a nutshell view, SAC is a cloud based business intelligence and planning tool that is developed by SAP. It basically helps companies to analyze their data, to create dashboards, then, of course, to forecast trends. That is where a lot of tools lack. Okay. And
Mhm.
then plan their business strategies. So everything can be done in one place. That is the best part. It is a one
Yeah.
stop platform where you can visualize your data, analyze your business performance, use AI insights, and do planning and budgeting together in one tool. So it has got multiple features, that is business intelligence. What do we mean by business intelligence? It means we can create interactive dashboards, drill down into data for deeper insights, connect to multiple data sources, that is SAP sources, non SAP sources. We have planning. Planning is budgeting and forecasting, understanding the importance of what if analysis. What if analysis means, like, what if the the revenue, or the what if there is a change in the tax, what if there's a change in the interest, so how it is going to impact, right?
Mm,
So we do a lot of what if analysis. We understand collaboration across teams, because planning is never done by, it is not, when we have companies which are working globally, which are having global businesses, there's going to be a lot of conversions required. There is a lot of allocation of data that is going to happen from intercompanies. So we're going to understand what they mean, first of all, right? Doing,
mm.
of course we can learn, but why these things happen is also a part of, a point of activity for our course. Okay. Then we have predictive analytics, using AI ML for forecasting, detecting patterns, and of course data integration with Google spreadsheets, Excel, S4 HANA, BW. So my aim in this course will be to start from very simple things, okay? Because if you go for advanced level in the initial phase and skip out the basic concepts, it becomes difficult to understand the project scenarios. Okay.
Mhm.
So we're going to see multiple scenarios where how the projects can be analyzed using this particular tool. All right. So I
Yeah.
think we don't have a lot of members today. They will be watching the video. We can first take up any questions you have, and then probably you can share your feedback. If you want to ask anything related to the course, related to the applicability of this tool, I'm open for that.
Yeah, like I'm not having a background in analytics. Like,
No
so,
worries.
so I was trying to understand, like, will it be feasible for me to learn this? I was a little confused about that.
No, see, SAC is a tool where I've had, people who just walk out of colleges and they want to learn SAP. They want to just get into SAP, right? Because
Mm,
we all know SAP is a very hotshot technology, right?
yeah.
Everybody wants to come in something that is, unique, and something that can fetch them a good pay package job, right? At the end, we all are working for, you know, our organizations, and then this is one of the tool you can learn even if you don't have any exposure to any of the SAP tools. Okay.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
coming to your question that you don't have any analytics background, For that also, we will be covering how we model data. So not just
Mm-hmm.
understanding where to click, what to do, we're also going to talk about why we put those models, why we generate those perspectives. Okay, what is how do we analyze data in different dimensions, right? What are dimensions, what are measures? I will be taking it from scratch, thinking that you do
Yeah.
not have any exposure. Okay, I think these words you may not have heard before. It's not in Datasphere, right? Understanding dimensions, measures, facts, calculated measures, everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to touch base everything in this.
Okay, yeah. So overall, it was a good session. I got the whole idea about
Yes,
what I'm going to learn, how it
yes,
will
and it's going
be
to be a
useful.
vast thing. It's going to be
Mm.
a vast, good platform that you've chosen. And as I already mentioned, the Datasphere you're already working. It's a good combination with SSE.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. And I think the people who have not joined, we may have a con call at the later half of the day, maybe. I leave it for the training institute to work on that. So if you still have any questions before you want to begin, just let them know. They can arrange a con call with me. All right.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah. So it's not just going to be we'll be covering the lecture and then just done. No. Any questions,
Mhm.
any targets, any fears you have, we're going to address you, and we're going to make you understand this tool from scratch to the advanced level. Okay?
Okay,
All right. So I think we can close the session, and we can let if you have still any questions, you can let me know. Otherwise, we can just wind up and we can have the training institute take it forward.
okay, Deepak. Yeah, we are good to close this one.
Okay. Anything from the institute side? Any queries? I think no. All right. Thank you so much, Shubham.
Yeah,
Have a great
thank
day
you.
ahead, and let's meet up for the session. Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
Bye bye.
This conference will now be recorded. Recording is in progress. So Shubham, I think we interacted over the session before, right?
Yes, yes, we have.
Okay, if you could just give me one quick glimpse of your current profile and then we begin.
So I'm actually working as a Datasphere consultant since 2 years. So
All right.
I'm quite aware of Datasphere, but I want to upskill myself. So I've started learning this SAC.
All right. So you've started, you are
Yeah,
already working on Datasphere, right? So you are already aware of how we, work on remote table, local
yeah,
tables, analytical
yeah.
views, right? All right.
Analytical models and all, I have not worked on them yet, but like SQL views, graphical views, all those things, I'm aware.
Okay.
But reporting part, I'm quite novice. I am not aware about those.
Okay.
Uh,
Actually,
like,
mainly
mm,
reporting is in SAC only. Datasphere is just we have
mm,
analytical models to just have a glimpse of data or analyze the data in Datasphere perspective, right?
mm,
But Datasphere is not actually a very much of a reporting tool, right? Reporting is moreover in SAC where we consume
yeah,
data and we perform various analysis and we prepare a lot of graphs, presentations using the SAC
yeah,
perspective. Okay.
yeah.
So, since I told you that we are going to start this course as a beginner from beginner to advanced level, so
Mm,
I will be conducting. I'm not sure if the other students who will be joining they have a knowledge of SEC or not, but I myself will take you through every detail of the course. Okay, even
mm.
at the beginning level of how the architectures are designed, and then we move gradually to the advanced level. Fair enough.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just sharing my screen. Let me know if it is visible or not. Okay, just allow me a
Mm.
moment. Yeah, it's visible.
Yeah, I can see it now. Yes.
All right. So, first of all, these are going to be interactive sessions. I do not prefer my students to stay quiet and I keep on talking. Okay, you can ask me
Mm.
questions. You can, since it's a very close knit group, we don't have 10, 15 people. So, it's a very close knit group. So, I would prefer that we interact. You, wherever you do not understand, you can let me know. Okay.
Okay.
So just a quick glimpse of what this course will be containing. It will be what is, the introduction of SAC. We'll be talking about reporting and planning perspective. We will be understanding all the planning concepts from scratch, like how the planning actually happens, what is the meaning of planning, why is it done, why it is important for organizations, and what are the different dimensions or what are the different scenarios in which planning can be catered. All right, then we will talk about the integration scenarios. This I prefer to take towards the end, because first, when we are comfortable with the look and feel, the know-how of the tool, integrations can be done with multiple tools. Okay, there are n number of tools, n number of sources from where we can get data. So this we will take up. Then we will also talk about the reporting perspective, the stories, the filters, the linked analysis, blending, advanced linter, hyperlinking, etc. We will also touch
Mm-hmm.
base on security, because that is where your you can restrict the accesses towards the multiple users. We're going to talk about deployment scenarios. We're going to talk about scripting wherever needed, and some of the integration part, which is managed with the uh, you know uh, platforms. So, what do you get as per this course? So, you will have access via Zoom or GoTo. It is completely based on the vendor, and you will get the
Mm-hmm.
notes. I will share the notes. I will share the scenario based planning concepts, the income statement. You will get a lot of PDF material, and you will get, equipped with the certification knowledge as well. Okay. We are going to practice some questions during the class also, as well as outside the class. There are going to be some questionnaires shared with you. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I think your goal should be, once you gain knowledge, you should be able to crack interviews, you should be able to clear a certification, right? I
Yes.
assume so.
Yes.
That is your
Yeah.
goal.
That's my.
So,
Yes.
so we are going to prepare you accordingly to that also. Now, today we begin with the basic introduction of what is SAC. So, if you have any judgment about or any knowledge about what SAC, could you please share it with me?
SAC, what I know is the alternative for what generalized platform we have like Tableau, Power BI. So
Yes.
SAP has introduced a like a business specific platform where we already have the business data and SAC can use it for reporting so that business can implement that for promotion or
Yes,
planning,
you're
those kind of
rightly on
things.
the track. So, as we
Mm.
know, there are multiple tools in the market which you already named, like Tableau, Power BI, and whatnot, right? So, initially,
Mhm.
SAP had its own dashboarding platforms, but they had limited capabilities. Like if you know about business objects, then there were other reporting tools, but they had their own limited capabilities. Now, coming on to SAC, SAC is basically a cloud-based business intelligence and planning tool from SAP. Okay. What does this mean? What is business intelligence when I say BI? BI is basically referring to, getting your data. Okay. So every organization, I'm going to put up a sentence that today no organization is without data. Do you agree or not? I mean,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
no
oh, totally. Yeah.
organization that exists without data.
Yeah.
Right, data is the basic of any business. You cannot run a business, You cannot run even a household without data, right? Even if I talk about simply running your household, how you're able to plan for future expenses, because you know what is your at par salary, what is your at par expenses, right? This only helps you to decide to plan for your future. Now it is, I'm just talking
Yeah.
to for a simple household, but imagine when it's an organization. The organizations do not perform businesses with just one party. It is a, you know, it is a global venture. Organizations deal with multiple entities, multiple business units. So data is something which is very critical. Data is something which can help you to analyze. Data is something which can help you to plan, right? With the help of data, you're able to see the current situation of an organization. With the help of a data, you can see how futuristic goals can be achieved. So when I talk about business intelligence, it means you can create dashboards, charts and reports.
Mhm.
Okay, business
Yeah, sorry,
intelligence. Yeah,
Yeah.
business intelligence is basically creating dashboards, charts, and reports. Why these are being done? Because at the top level, so let's imagine an organization. Let's take up an example to understand what is the perspective. So let's say, let's pick up any food venture. Okay, let's say I'm getting my own voice back. Is anybody at an echo? Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay now.
Yeah, yeah, I'm getting your like correct only from this.
Okay. Okay. So
Mm.
let's say that we have um, an organization. Let's pick up a food venture, Domino's, right? We all have
Mhm.
seen Domino's stores, right?
Yes, yes.
So, Domino's, how does it work? So, let's say you place an order today, right?
Mm-hmm.
That order goes into the transactional portal of the Domino system. Like it's an ERP, it must have an ERP system, right? Where
Mm-hmm.
when you place an order, the bills are punched, right? So the transactions are punched. Now, do you think Domino's is only at one location, one store?
No, no, we have
No,
multiple location.
multiple stores. Now, Domino's, when I say, it will be in almost every state of India today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one store or 100 stores, but it should be approximately there in every state of India. So all the transactions that will be happening in all these stores will be in which currency?
Local currency.
Local means what? If I'm talking
Uh,
about India, it
Country
should be INR,
specific. Yeah.
right? Indian
Yeah.
rupees.
Mm.
Now, do you think Domino's is only working in India?
No.
No, it may have its business in US, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So when overall, if they have to see that Domino's is making profit or if it is making losses, you cannot make that judgment by one single store, right? You have to
Yeah.
consolidate the data. You have to first collect the data of every transaction. You have to consolidate the data, they have to prepare their P&L balance sheet statements, and with the help of these statements they can come to a judgment whether they are making profits or they are under losses, right?
Yeah.
To some extent you're able to grab a picture why business intelligence, or why do we need a reporting? Because at top level nobody is going to go and drill down and understand what business happened in Delhi region, right? When
Mm-hmm.
CFOs, CXOs, they work, they challenge to see the reports, they challenge to see the figures, they want to see at the top level, right? So we need some solutions where we can collect the transactional data, where we can consolidate that transactional data, where we can have some ratios defined, some accounts defined, based on which overall analysis can be done, right? And
Yeah.
why this is important. So when we are talking about Domino's, we are getting the data that is until today. Like today, whatever
Yeah.
transactions have happened, it must be in the system of the ERP system that the company is using. But
Yeah.
does the company only believe in running the business for one day, or does the company believe in expanding the business over a period of time?
Yeah.
Expanding,
For
right? Every business
yes.
perspective is to have a business for a long run. No business is run for one day, 1 month, or 1 year. They prefer to run it for a longer term. They prefer to grow. And how this is done? So, based on your current scenario, you can plan or you can forecast and you can
Mm.
prepare a budget. This is called as planning and forecasting. Okay.
Yeah.
So, SAC is also used for planning and forecasting. SAC is used for predictive analysis where you can forecast the trends. Then it is also a very high data integration tool, which means that you can almost connect to any source, be it SAP source or non-SAP source. Okay.
Yeah.
SAC is not just focused that no, I am only going to pull data from SAP sources. It has got
Mm.
its own, ways to connect with multiple SAP and non-SAP sources. That is why SAC came into picture for a very, a prominent perspective. So today, the businesses that are using SAC are highly informative. They are able to perform their multiple analysis and prepare their reports which contain the right set of KPIs. They are able to prepare multiple dashboards. So this is just what I explained you. This particular slide shows that this is about business analysts who will use SAP SAC, okay, who are going to use SAC. First, the business analyst. Why? Because they have to create some dashboards, create visualizations. Then finance teams, of course, they want to do planning, budgeting, forecasting. We have this tool exclusively for the executives and the managers so that they can understand the KPIs, the operational visibility. And then there are multiple departments who perform their own set of work, like sales, marketing, HR, supply chain, and whatnot.
Yeah.
So you cannot say that SAC is only used by a restrictive set of people. No, it is a prominent tool that is penetrated into the market in such a way that it is now become a very stable financial tool as well. So a lot of
Mm.
major financial activities you can record and you can produce the outputs in SSE. Okay,
Yeah.
all okay till here?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, look, I'm
Okay.
following.
Now SSE is also offering you the capability to be visible on multiple devices. Now your reports are adaptable. You can even view your dashboards on a mobile, on a tablet, on a laptop, on a desktop, and you have digital boardrooms as well. Okay. So, what are
Mm.
the main key features? First of all, it is cloud native, so no on premise setup required. You just have to discuss the organizational terms with the SAP, with the vendor, and they're going to provide you with the charging capabilities. So, as of now, you do not need it's a purely cloud based tool. So, you do not have to install anything to your system. Okay,
Yeah.
it is just about a matter of link. That link, when you you google that link,
Yes. Yeah.
you are able to connect to SSC with your right company credentials, and you're able to perform the uh, you're able to perform the analysis and everything at any device nowadays. So it has got interactive dashboards, drag and drop features, real time analytics where you can have your own live data connections. You can have collaboration tools, share insights, comments, plan together. It is augmented analytics where it is smart insights, automated predictions. The main components are basically you create stories, you work on models, you have applications, and the calendar features. So the
Mm.
calendar feature is one of the most important feature. Why? Because it helps you to plan your jobs, multi actions, data actions. So all these words you will learn in this particular course. What are data actions? What are multi actions? Okay.
Yeah.
So what are the benefits of using SSE? It is all in one BI plus planning tool. It has got a strong integration with SAP ecosystem. It is highly user friendly and scalable. Scalable means, let's say today your company or your business is at a limited time, it's a limited frame. Tomorrow, a year or 2 years after that, you see a lot of growth in your business. So we may need a lot of, scalability in the tool to cater to the increased set of data.
Yeah.
Okay, these we've already talked about: business intelligence, augmented analytics, enterprise planning, and enterprise platform services. So basically it's an end-to-end analytics tool. Okay, and we are going to work more on enterprise planning as well. Why? Because nowadays SAC planning is one of the most important that is being looked upon in the in the industries. So people are not just using SAC as a reporting tool. It has now gained fame more about as a planning tool. And what is the difference? We will just see. Okay, you may
Mhm.
have a question: what is reporting tool and what is planning tool? So just hold on your questions. We will just see in ahead of our lectures. Okay.
Yeah.
So what type of sources can you connect to? It can be multiple on-premise, cloud, uh, SAP, BW, BPC, Datasphere, and multiple SAP universes. So is there is a benefit that SAC is also available in multiple languages. Okay, so
Yeah.
for the specific, for the specific domain, if you're looking for, like, let's say China is a place where they prefer to have in their own native language, right? So
Yeah.
it's always comfortable to work in their own native language. Now coming on to the architecture, if you just focus on this diagram. Okay, so we have multiple services. We may have cloud data, we may have on-premise data. Do you know the difference between IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS? Do you know this?
Uh, SAS, I know because Datasphere is also a software as a service where we are charged based on the things we like use. Like
Okay,
based on the functionality, the customer is charged for the software they are offered.
okay. So basically, when we talk about, I may have a slide ahead, but let's just touch base upon that. What is IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS? So when
Mm-hmm.
we talk about cloud computing, it means using the IT services over internet instead of, buying and maintaining everything for yourself, right? So let's take a very simple example. Um, Today you have a mobile phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
You are clicking pictures here and there every now and then, right? So
Mm-hmm.
those pictures are there in your mobile, right?
Yes.
Let's say today your mobile gets damaged or stolen away. So all those images, all those documents will go away, right? They're lost,
Yeah.
right? Let's say you posted some of the pictures on Instagram, or you had a sync up of your mobile with one of your Google Drives. So let's say today your mobile is, it's broken. You still have access to those images and those documents that you have uploaded on cloud or you have posted on Instagram. Why?
Because we make a backup over there
And where is that backup?
in the cloud.
In the cloud. Do you know which cloud server is hosting, or which cloud server is keeping a track or keep or saving your photos? Ideally, we are not aware, right? We just create an account on Google, and
Yeah.
rest is Google's responsibility, right?
Yes. Yes.
You post on Instagram, you do not worry about where is Instagram storing my content, right? You don't know
Mm.
the, right? It must be in some data center, right?
Yeah.
Meta is providing some, is having its own data centers. So whatever content we post, it is stored somewhere, right? We are not aware of that location or that data center, coordinates, right? We don't care, because our, what we have got it as a service, it is a cloud service, right? So cloud computing basically means when we use IT services over internet instead of buying or maintaining every bit and piece of hardware. So if we go back like 10 or 15 years down the line, we used to have a lot of emphasis on storage devices, right? There were floppy
Yeah.
drives, there were CDs, there were pen drives, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many of these devices do you have at your home at this point of time? Maybe none,
Yeah.
right? Earlier, we
Yeah.
used to purchase a lot of hard drives. Why? Because we wanted to keep a backup of our data. But today, backup means just buy a cloud, storage, and you can put it there, and it is going to stay there. And you can. The best part is you can access it from anywhere, right?
Yes. Yes.
Let's say
Yeah.
you store something on a hard drive. If that hard drive is stolen or if it is broken, your data is still lost. But if something is on the cloud, first of all, it is there. Second of all, you can access it from anywhere. But for a hard disk, you had to carry it everywhere, right, to access that data, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the benefits of cloud are immense. So there are three major cloud services model. First is IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. What is IaaS? IaaS stands for basically infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure means where cloud provider is going to give you your virtual servers, storage, networking, data center infrastructure. You can rent these resources. So you do not have to buy your own system. You can rent the virtual machines, right? That is, the infrastructure is provided to you. Okay. Next, we
Uh,
talk about so
I didn't
yeah.
got that like virtual machine we buy. So what
So
does
like
that
there is a virtual machine. Let's talk about Amazon Web Services,
mean?
AWS. You're aware of this?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what is AWS? AWS is basically Amazon Web Services, that where you can have a virtual machine. Okay. So that virtual machine is going to be provided to you as a part of the web services, AWS. And this is called as EC2. So let's say a company launches a website on AWS server instead of buying a physical server. Okay. So you
Okay.
just register yourself with AWS and they're going to give you a virtual machine, right? Virtual machine
Okay.
is what? You will have a server, but that
Oh.
server, you don't have to physically install and take care of it. What is the
Mm.
benefit? I mean, let's talk about the benefit. The benefit is that maintenance is not your headache,
Yeah.
right?
We just buy and use
You
that.
just pay, right? The maintenance is, the headache of
Yeah.
the vendor. They take care of it, right?
Yeah.
Understood?
Yeah.
Now, so this basically helps you to even, cater the hardware cost, the maintenance cost, the space and electricity challenges, right? So let's say if
Mm.
you want to buy a server, you will have to physically locate it somewhere, right?
Yeah.
You have to pay for the maintenance cost. These
Yes.
servers actually run well in a certain, temperature conditions, right? You cannot just have a server at home and, which is highly bounded by data and everything. There are certain temperature conditions also associated. So all that maintenance, your headache is gone. You just buy from Amazon and it's their responsibility. You will be given a virtual machine, right?
Mm-hmm.
You will be given a service. That is infrastructure as a service. So basically, you're renting out an infrastructure. You are not paying everything. Okay. So, like for example, a very lame example can be like when you move to a new city, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you buy every time you move to a new city, you start buying houses, Or what is a better option? To rent a house?
Rent, yeah.
You rent a house, right? So tomorrow,
Yes.
let's say you don't need it. So you don't have to keep on selling and purchasing things. You just stop paying rent and you can move out, right?
Mm.
When
Yeah.
people prefer to rent a fully furnished house, what is the benefit? The benefit is that every time they don't have to buy the furniture, right? I mean, that
Yeah.
is also cost. They don't have to even maintain the furniture, right? They will move
Mm.
in, they will use it, and once they are done, they can move out, right?
Yeah.
Similarly, you buy a EC2 machine, you use it. Let's say tomorrow your business shuts down for, due to some reason you don't want to use it. You can just end your subscription, right? You
Mm.
don't have to take care of the server hardware. Who will it be? Or let's say tomorrow your business is expanding, right? You want more. So you don't have to take care of the cost of installing that, system at some location. You just add
Mm.
on to more virtual machines, right? Scalability is there, right?
Yeah.
So now you understand what is IaaS?
Yeah, yeah, I understood.
Okay. What is PaaS? PaaS is basically platform. Okay. Now platform means your OS, operating system, right? Getting a
Mm.
computer is one thing. You cannot use a hardware until unless it has some OS or some development tool or some database, right? At runtime, you need an environment, right? Right? You
Yeah.
cannot just you cannot just have a virtual machine and there is no platform to work upon. So platform is basically where you can write code, you can develop applications, you can have your operating systems that are everything is managed again by the cloud vendor. You just have to log in, start developing your applications, writing your codes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like you go into a house, right, which is already well furnished, right?
Yeah.
So what is your perspective? You will start using the kitchen immediately, right? You will have the
Yes,
access
yes.
to gas, oven, utensils, electricity. You go and you only prepare food, right? You don't have to
Yeah.
worry about where it is coming from. So similarly,
Mm.
we have a Google App Engine, we have Microsoft Azure App Services, we have SCP Cloud Platform, we have Salesforce Platform. So this is basically helping you to prepare your applications without worrying about the underlying platform. Okay. Last is software as a service. And I think today everybody is using software as a service, which is the
Yeah.
most common one, Google, Gmail, right? Do I care where Google has hosted the servers? No, I just create an account on Gmail and I'm open to use it, right?
Yeah.
I don't even care what is the code behind it, right? Today you are using Netflix, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what is the search algorithm they have applied? Do you care
No,
about
no,
that?
no.
No, we don't care. We are using it as a service only. I'm not even aware of the infrastructure. I'm not even aware of the platform. I am just using it as a software, which is my
Mm.
service. Like we are connected through Google, we are connected through GoTo meetings, right? Do we know
Yeah.
where this recording they're going to save it as? Do you know what is the underlying architecture they've planned for this? No,
No.
we just created an account, we're using it, right?
Yeah.
So this is one of the examples. Now real life examples we already know. We have email servers, we have Instagram, Facebook, Netflix,
Mm.
whatnot, right? All these are softwares that we're using as
Software as a
services,
service. Yeah.
right? The concept is clear.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, understood. Yeah.
great. So when we talk about SEC, SEC lies where? Where do you think SEC lies?
SAS. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a
Software
software
as a,
as a service,
yeah.
right? Why? Because we do not care what is the code behind creating this application, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do? We just put our link in the browser, we log in with our credentials, and it is open to use.
Hmm.
And the
Yeah.
best part of SAC is what? They have provided us with a trial version as well, right?
Hmm.
And trial version has got n number of capabilities that you can learn from. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, as I mentioned, SAC trial you can you initially create for 30 days, then it keeps on extended till 90 days. So it's a very simple way. We will create one account in our next lecture. Today we are
Hmm.
understanding what we are going to do in our course. Okay.
Deepika, one question I have,
Yeah.
like SAS, PAS. So one thing I've observed, I think maybe it can be related to that. So when we log into some Datasphere tenant, no, in the URL we see DWAAS. So is it related something to that, or it is something like? Uh,
No, no, no. So
mm,
basically, Datasphere is acting as a PaaS. Okay, it's a
mm,
platform
mm,
where you can create your application, right?
mm,
But when we talk about SAC, we are more of using it as a primarily as a visualization and analysis tool, right? Whereas
mm,
Datasphere, you store and you prepare. Okay, so
mm,
let me just tell you about the flow of any data. Okay,
mm.
first of all, what is data? What do you think
Uh,
is data?
Data can be anything like customer information or information which is required to run any business.
Yes. So data is something which is XYZ, 200, 300,
Mm,
400. It's a data,
mm,
right?
mm,
But does this give you a relevance? If I say that I'm just giving you some numbers 5, 10, 15, what do you
mm.
understand by that?
Nothing.
Nothing. So
Yeah.
when we get data, it is not always in a usable format, right? We have to
Mm-hmm.
transform the data, right? There are
Yeah.
multiple aspects to organizational business. First, we fetch the data, we collect the data, okay?
Yeah.
Then we perform certain transformations, like we sort the data, we may be appending the data, we may be updating the data. So all those transformations will happen on data. And once your data becomes in a usable format, then only you can report it. You cannot just have data at source and you can directly fetch it to the reporting tool and create a report. Of course you can do if your data is just in a very small Excel, right? But organizational data is never one Excel, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I give you one Excel about your daily expenses, you can directly put it in SAC and create some dashboards, right?
Mm.
But do you think organization is going to have just 10 lines of data?
No.
No, it will be millions of records, right?
Yes. Yes.
So all those millions of records, how to analyze, how to prepare, that is where your ERP system comes into picture. Okay. And last
Mm.
phase of it is reporting. Okay. Because at top management, nobody is interested in transactional data of day to day basis. They are interested in maybe monthly perspective. They are basically interested in yearly understanding of the KPIs, quarterly understanding of the KPIs. So that is where SAC comes into picture, right? You bring
Mm.
data, you can still perform a lot of transformations in SAC, but if you have Datasphere as a source, I have seen that most of the logics are applied in Datasphere,
Yeah.
right? If it is a combination of Datasphere plus SSE, then primarily we use SSE as a reporting or a planning tool.
Mm.
Okay. Now
Okay.
there are multiple updates that keep on coming in SAP. So every quarter we have to check. There are something new that are coming up every quarter. Now, these are the basic cloud concepts that we just discussed, right? So there is public cloud, there's private cloud, there's hybrid, there's community. Public is basically which is open. So services are delivered over public internet. You can share across multiple organizations. Private is basically by one organization, so data will not be shared. For example, a bank, you cannot access a bank server, right? It is
Yeah.
dedicated, it's private, right? But anything
Yeah.
on Google you can access, right?
Mm. Public information and private. Yeah.
Yeah. Then hybrid, there are some organizations that prefer to have a hybrid. Hybrid means something will be public, something will be private. Okay.
Mm.
Then communities are basically within the organization, like for example, some universities, they create their own community clouds, right? So there are multiple, this IISPS we've already discussed. You can read it when you get the slides. So where does
Mm.
SAC fit in? SAC is, as we discussed, is SaaS, software as a service.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now this is the overall architecture.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. So we have our data sources which could come from cloud or non-cloud services. Okay. SAP will connect to it. You can perform a lot of things on the platform. There are multiple analytical capabilities. So we're going to dig down in every one of them. Okay. So that is why this architecture may seem a little overwhelming at this point of time. But as we move ahead, a lot of things will become clear. Now, there are multiple data centers across the globe. But as a part of our understanding, we do not focus on, since it is a SaaS service, we are not, sometimes you will not, you will just see it on the link. So the link that you create account in, or the link that your company has, you can see if it is EU, it is in Europe. Okay, there are multiple data centers that you can see in the link itself. Now, simple reporting architecture. So, okay, before that, we have to understand what is actual data, what is live, what is import, and then we come to establishing the acquiring the system. Okay, all this we will see in, but first I have to take you to an Excel. Okay, let me know when my Excel is visible to you. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just stop sharing this part of the screen. Okay,
Mm. Yeah. Still not able to see it.
let me know if my Excel is now visible to you.
Yeah, I can see it now.
Okay, so first let's understand few concepts of data. Okay, then we go back to our PPT. All right,
Yeah.
so let's say, um, so let's take a company XYZ. Okay, there's a, or let's pick up Domino's itself, right? Since we love Domino's,
Mm.
let's put this as our company. Okay,
Yeah.
now let's understand what happens in an organization, right? Since you've mostly worked on the back end part of it, right? So let me showcase you what are the organizational processes, because it will help us to plan and further take up our course, right? Because every time I'll say it's actual data, you will not know what do we mean here. Okay.
Yeah.
So what is your current project about in Datasphere?
It's related to Coca-Cola, Europe
No,
Pacific.
I don't need
So,
the vendor
yeah.
details. I just need to know what data are you playing with?
Uh, we play with like all sorts of data, like promo calendar, and we have multiple objects. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
like uplift, promo calendar, baselines, base price, tax conditions, all those things.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's take this as our company, Domino's. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
is, what are the different types of data? Let's first understand that. Okay. So Domino's, is it 1 month old organization, or is it like it must be 10 years at least in India? Let's talk about
Yeah, yeah.
approximately 10 years, I can say, right? When we were
Mm-hmm.
quite young enough, we used to have Domino's pizzas, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I assume that it's an organization that started its business in India 10 years back, right? So we are right now in 2026. So let's assume it started in 2016, right? So
Mm-hmm.
2016 it started its business. So do you think we will have data from 2016 to
2026.
2026? We are here, right? So
Yeah.
all this data will be already there in the system, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We generally keep 10 years of data, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So all this data will already exist in our system. What about 2026? What do you think? What data will be about 2026 in the ERP system?
Uh, like till April, like
Yes,
last month.
yes. So all that, okay. Do you know the difference between transactional data and master data?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like.
Okay, just let me just give that glimpse first, because
Mm-hmm.
the other students who might be seeing the recording may not be aware. Okay. First, let's understand what is master data and what is transactional data. Then we come back to this example.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is master data according to you?
Master data is the data like which doesn't change. It required like customer details, all those
I would
things.
like to correct your statement. You are right,
Mm-hmm.
but then you misled your statement.
Mm-hmm.
Master data is not the data that does not change.
Mm-hmm.
Your statement is incorrect. Master
Okay.
data is the data that rarely changes or seldom changes. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It will change. It cannot happen that master data will not change at all.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say today your Domino started its business in India, so it will have master data about India. Tomorrow, Domino's plans to start in UK. So will the master data change or not?
Yeah, it will change.
So master data is something that changes not very frequently. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's pick up your bank statement. Okay. No, no, I'm not really picking your bank statement, but let's see what is there in your bank statement. So
Yeah.
what is there in your bank statement? First of all, what do you see on top?
Account number.
So first is your bank name, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then you have your details like your name, your account number, your IFSC code, right?
Yeah.
Then your phone
One's
number,
name. Yeah.
your address, maybe, right? So what is this? What is all this?
Master data.
Master data. Will your name change?
No.
It can.
Yeah. 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 Technique. Yeah.
Again, talk to me in a very, careful way, okay? Because all
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
are very questions that will trick you in an interview if you ever go, right? So master
Mm-hmm.
data is something that can change, but will not
Yes.
change
Yes.
at very. Your name, yes. For example, if a lady is getting married, right? Her surname can
Mm-hmm.
change, and banks are very particular. You know,
Mm-hmm.
even a simple surname can cause an issue, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So name will not change. You cannot change your name every single day, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can even officially change your name.
It can be
So
changed. Yeah.
yeah. So let's say today your name is Shubham. Tomorrow you feel that you go astrologically, you check, you want to add another S in your name. Your
Yeah.
some astrologer comes and says, no, your name is not good enough. Please change it. Add an extra S or an extra B. So what will you
Mm-hmm.
do? Will your bank say that Shubham and double S Shubham is same? No.
No. No.
Banks are very particular, right? So you have to give an official document there that from tomorrow onwards my name is going to be this, and you have to give an affidavit or whatnot. Okay. So name is a master data which will change, but at a very Not very frequently. You're not going to keep your name Shubham today, then Akshay tomorrow, then something else tomorrow, right? You cannot do that. Nobody is going
Yeah.
to do that. But
Yeah.
once in 10 years, maybe some due to some circumstances, your name may get changed. Your account number generally never changes, right? IFSC can change. Let's say the branch where you opened your account is shut down today, right?
Yeah.
There, then they what they do? They put it to you. They put your
Transferred.
account to a
Yeah.
new branch, right?
Mm-hmm.
That transfer happens, right?
Yeah.
So IFSC can change, but then again, branches do not shut down every day, right?
Yeah.
It may happen once in a blue moon. Okay, phone number, yes, it can change, but again, you will not change your phone number every single day, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Then your address can also change, but again, you cannot hop on every day, right, to a new address.
Mm-hmm.
So never say that master data does not change. Master data changes, but very less frequently. Now let's talk
Mm-hmm.
about transactions. So let's say today you went for shopping and you there was a debit from your account of 10,000, right? Then let's say tomorrow your salary got credited and it was let's say 50,000. So what are these? These are transactions, right?
Transactions. Yeah.
Your account balance, will it be constant every day?
No.
No, it will change. It can change every day, right? Let's
Yes.
say
Yes.
today I take out 1,000, tomorrow I put in 5,000. So my account balance keeps on fluctuating. Why? Because this is my transactional data, right?
Mm.
So every organization has both master data and transactional data. And as a data analyst, you have to maintain both. You cannot say that once master data is done, I have no interest. No, master data changes. Okay, but not
Mm-hmm.
every day. Transactions are pulled out every day from a ERP system. Okay. Now let's go back to our example. Any doubts in this? Please ask me.
No. Yeah. I'm
Are
clear. Yeah.
things getting clearer?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So this concept is about the data. Now let's move on to our example dominoes. So we may have had 10 years of data. Now what about 2026? We are in which month?
My.
So let me elaborate 2026, okay? We have Jan, we have Feb, we have
Mm-hmm.
March, we have April, we have May. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep June also for reference. We are on which day of May?
Uh,
10th.
10th May. Yeah.
So Jan data should be finalized, yes or no?
Yes.
So we may have data finalized until April. What about
Yeah.
May? What about June? Do we have data for June?
No.
We can have data for June, which may be planned data, budget data, forecast data. Okay. So now I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to tell you the categories of data. First word is actual. Okay. What is actual data? Actual data means the transactions that have actually happened. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can you have actual data for June?
No. Not
No,
right now.
not yet. Not yet, right?
Yeah.
As of today, you will not have actual data of June. Can you have actual data of April?
Yes.
Of course, we will have actual data of April,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because the transactions may have happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, actual data is basically the data that refers to the transactions that have already happened or have been recorded in the system.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, understood this word?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I will be
Understood.
using this. It will come in the topic of version management. Okay,
Okay.
then after actual, I have forecast. Do we have forecast data of 2022, 2020 in our system? Can we have?
Yes, we can have.
Yes, because in 2020 we may have done forecast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can we have forecast data of June in our system today?
Yes.
Yes. Can we have forecast data of 2028 in our system today?
Yeah.
Now the difference comes. Forecasting is generally done for that particular year, mostly in organizations. Okay. So today we are not going to forecast for 2030. We are going to plan for 2030. There is a
Mm-hmm.
difference. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Next, we talk about budget. Can we have the budget data of 2022 in our system?
Yeah, it can have.
Yeah, because in 2021, we may
Mm-hmm.
have done budgeting for 2022, right?
Yes.
Can we have budget data of 2026 in our system?
Yes.
Yes, because in 2025, we may have done budgeting for the next year. Can we have budget data of 2040 in our system?
Uh, yeah.
You never budget for such a long period.
Okay.
Okay. Budgeting, see, actual data is until today. Forecast
Okay.
data is until this year. Budget data is always for the next year, or maybe you can create a budget for upcoming 2 years, not more than that. Okay.
Mm.
Can you create
Sorry, I
your
lost you. Budget is for. Uh,
budget is generally done for the next year? Okay.
okay. Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about company stuff. Okay. Let's talk about country. Okay. Every year in March, what happens? Feb and March, what happens? We have our financial lady who comes and talks about the budget, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do we have the budget of the country for 2030 as of now?
No.
No. So, what do we mean by budget? Budget means how much money do I need, right? What money will I have
Mm-hmm.
at different perspectives, right? So, when I say, let's say you're going on a vacation, right? What is the
Yeah.
first thing we prepare?
Budget.
Budget, right?
Yeah.
So I say that I have 50,000 and I want to go for a vacation, right? In this 50,000, I have to cater maybe my travel, maybe my hotel, my food and everything, right? Excluding the shopping, okay? So what is budget? Budget is something that we have to agree upon, okay? Uh,
There's disturbance coming from your mic.
I think
Sorry.
somebody unmuted from their end. Because I am already on unmute and I'm still on the same room. Nothing has come up. Uh,
Can you try now?
are you able to hear me now?
Yeah, it's better. Yeah.
Yeah. So when we talk about actual data, it is until today. Forecast data is generally for that year. Forecast is done in Q1, Q2, Q3. What is this Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4? What did you
Uh,
understand?
we have 4 quarters in a
Right,
year.
right. So forecast is generally done in quarters, FQ1, FQ2, FQ3, FQ4. So you
Mm.
at this given point of time, you cannot have forecast data of 2040. Okay.
Okay.
You can have plan data for 2040. Plan is
Mm.
something that you can do 5 years, 10 years ahead of line. Okay.
Okay.
Budgets we prepare generally for next year or upcoming 2 or 3 years max. You cannot have
Okay.
budget for more than that. Budgeting is only for mainly focused on the next year. Okay. So in
Mm.
2026, we do budgeting of 2027 only.
Okay.
That is the difference between them. Understood?
Yeah, understood. Yes.
Okay. Was this known to you?
No.
Okay. So while we will be taking our course, I will be bringing real world, real corporate situations in front of you. Okay.
Yeah.
How businesses work.
In my organization, like I have heard they have actuals and all those things, but
Yeah. So
I was not
every
aware
month
of it.
there is an
Mm.
activity that is called as closing
Mm-hmm.
of actual. You must have heard this word. Oh, banks are
Yeah.
undergoing closing period, right? What is
Yeah.
closing? Closing means they are closing their previous month's actual. Okay.
Okay.
So every month, let's say we are in which month we are in? April, right? So
May.
every month,
Yeah.
will you close the data on 30th? 30th of
Uh,
April data will be closed? Do you think so?
yes.
No, it does not work like that. Do you know when banks calculate your interest?
No.
No, it is not on the last day. Why? Because all these last day transactions also have to be taken into account. So that
Mm,
every time closing of actuals is done until 5th, or let's say 6th of next month.
okay.
Okay. The data will be until 31st, but why do they take a period of 5 6 days? Because all the transactions are recorded. There could be some reconciliations that may be needed. There could be some manual adjustments needed. So
Mm,
the closing period begins 5 days prior, like from 25th or 26th of every month. The closing activities start taking place, and the closing activities complete after 4 to 5 days ahead of next month. Okay,
mm,
so it is not like you are on 30th of April and all the data will be closed on 30th. No, because even
okay.
30th of April at 11:58 there could be a transaction,
Yes, yes.
right? Let's say I transfer money to you, which probably I won't, but I transfer
Mm,
money to you at 11:58 on April 30th. So will that
mm,
transaction be in your account balance of that closing month or not?
yeah, it will be there.
It will be, right? So
Yeah.
a closing activity never happens on that month. It is for
Mm,
that month, but it takes 5 6 days for every organization to close the previous month period. Why? Because they have to record the transaction, they have to validate, they have to reconcile, they have to, what they have to do? They have to reconcile and then they have to make some manual adjustment. Okay.
yes. Yeah.
So do you understand what is closing activity?
Yeah, understood.
Now forecasting is done quarterly. For every quarter we perform forecast. Plan is done for futuristic months. Budget is done for, oh sorry, plan is done for futuristic years. Budget is done for next year. Okay.
Mm,
Till here, any doubts you have?
no, they can't. Yeah.
All clear? Anything you want to ask, please let me know.
No, not right. Yeah, I'm clear.
Okay. So this is about any organization, right?
Mm,
Now, let me first take you to, let's, okay, we'll start with the modeling concepts in the next class. Okay. We
mm,
have modeling concepts, then we will understand the connections. So today we'll close until this point. Okay.
okay.
And we'll have our class next week onwards. So what are your suitable timings? Are you available on weekends only or weekdays as well?
Uh, Actually, this next Saturday I have another interview schedule, so we can connect somewhere in the weekdays as well, like for this week.
We'll have
Otherwise,
to check for the whole batch, right? You can let me know the availability, but still I'll
mhm.
check for the whole batch. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So
So
what
for
day is your availability?
this week, like next week, which is coming up, we can connect on weekdays, but other than that, we can only connect on weekends because I have project activities also going on. So
Yeah, yeah, I agree. We are
yeah,
all working professionals. So weekday,
yeah,
what is your preferred timing?
yeah, morning only. Like this time, it's fine.
Okay, 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 fine. Your shift
Yeah,
is afternoon shift?
yeah. UK shift we have
Okay,
actually.
okay, okay, okay.
Mm,
Okay, I'll check with the training people, Expertsoft. Okay,
mm, okay,
and I'll let you know. Okay.
okay.
I hope
Thank
you
you.
enjoyed the first class.
Yeah, it was informative session.
All right.
Got to
Fair
learn.
enough. See you in the next class. I think I'll coordinate with the experts of guys and they will let you know when we can have our next class. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. Have a
Thank
good
you.
day ahead. Bye bye.
Yeah, you too. Bye bye.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, Expertsoft, are we expecting any more students?
Hello. Okay, I'm just sharing my screen. Let me know once it's visible.
Okay.
So, any doubts from the previous lecture?
No, Deepika.
Any
Good
questions you
news.
have before
Thanks.
we begin ahead?
Uh, like I'm not having currently any questions.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll just share my screen. Today we're going to discuss what are dimensions and measures, and then maybe in the next class we'll begin with the practical sessions. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, my voice is. I'm having like cold, so it's.
It's okay. Okay. Let me know if my screen is visible.
Yes, I can see.
Okay. Okay. So just maybe a yes or a no in the middle would be okay because otherwise it seems that I'm just talking to myself. All right. I always prefer to
Yeah.
have an interactive session. Okay. So we're talking about dimensions and measures today. So what do you understand by dimensions and measures? So maybe
Uh,
I will give you a quick understanding of when we were discussing about data last time. We identified that our data is going to have master data and it is going to have transactional data. If you remember, right? We discussed about this.
yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So today we're going to talk about modeling. What is data modeling and why is it important, right? So when we talk
Mm,
about dimensions and measures, dimensions basically represent the categories of our data. For example, it is basically something on which we do not perform any arithmetic operations. Okay. For example, so some people say that dimensions cannot contain numbers. No, dimensions can contain numbers, but we do not perform any arithmetic operations on it. For example, if I say dimensions are like product name, product ID, so product ID can be a number, like product ID can be 296 193. But do you ever add product IDs to get any information?
no, no, we don't.
No, right? Then date. Date is a dimension, right? And date is also numbers, right? But
Numbers. Yeah. Mm,
we do not perform arithmetic operations. We have different kind of calculations on dates, right? We do have calculations on dates, but they are not, you cannot multiply dates, right? It does not make any sense, right? So dimensions basically give a perspective to our numeric data. And what is numeric data? Numeric data is our measures. Okay. So measures
Mhm.
represent the numeric values for which we are analyzing. For example, sales, revenue, salary, number of employees, quantity sold, and so on. Okay. So sometimes these quantities are contained in single dimensions, or they can be contained in multiple, aspects. So what we understand today is dimensions, something that give a perspective to our numeric data. Okay, and measures
Mhm.
are the numbers. All right. Can you just
Okay.
give a quick read to this slide, maybe a silent read because your voice is not okay? And then
Mm.
any questions you have here, you can ask me. Just 1 minute
Mm.
of time I give you.
Mhm. So there's a line like dimension can contain properties that further describe a dimension.
Yes, we are going to talk about properties. What are
Mhm.
properties? Properties. So let's say that a student is a dimension. Okay. Now,
Mhm.
my dimension is going to have certain attributes. Okay, attributes means when we're talking about a dimension, we cannot just say that student is a dimension without any attributes. Why? Because what information we will need about a student? We will need student ID, student name,
Mhm.
student maybe roll number, uh, the subjects that the student has opted for. So any more information, so attribute is additional information about a dimension. So when I say product is my dimension, so product ID, product name, product description, all these become attributes or properties of a dimension. All right.
Okay. Like additional information about it.
Yes, any additional information that you
Mm.
want to give, you will put it as a attribute or a property. So we will see, I will help you create all these properties in SAC, and when tomorrow I think we'll go for the practicals. So we're going
Mhm.
to expose all these areas to you. All right.
Yeah.
Next we talk about um, next we talk about the measures. The measures are simple numbers and they are stored separately. Okay. And what is your data? Your any transactional or any data is going to be a combination of dimensions and measures. Okay, I'll just quickly take you to an Excel to showcase, or maybe we can see it here. So can you just have a look at this particular table and tell me what do you think are dimensions and what do you think are measures and why?
Account, date, product, and entity. Those are dimensions because we are not performing any kind of arithmetic operations on them. But
Yes,
local currency, group currency, we can add them to create a like
yes, you can
sum
add
or
them,
any kind
subtract
of
them,
average.
perform some multiplications. So anything where you have quantitative data is a measure, and
Mm-hmm.
anything where you have a qualitative data is a dimension.
Mm-hmm.
Is this point clear to you?
Uh, Qualitative as in like
Qualitative, something that is giving a perspective. So if I tell you local currency is 3550, right? But
mm-hmm.
what does it represent? I mean to say this local currency is belonging to what? It is belonging to account CE is 004010 on the date 23rd 01 for the product Bird Value Park and entity store 02.
Mm, yes.
Any number does not have a significance until and unless it is attached. So if I pick up your report card, let's say you've just given your exams and I pick up a report card, what are the numbers we expect on your report card?
Subject,
name.
So the
And
numbers will be your examination marks, right?
yeah,
But if I say you have got 40, but what is this 40? This 40 is the marks that you've got in English or maths. So every numerical data should be attached to a qualitative data, right? Your quantitative data or your measures do not have any significance if they are not attached to the dimensions. If I simply show you these numbers, just imagine you see only these numbers. Do they give you
Deepika,
any information?
sorry, like someone is at my door. Like,
Okay, okay, you can take
please
the
help.
call. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
I'll pause for 5 minutes.
yeah, just sorry.
It's okay, it's okay.
Yeah, Deepika, I am back. I'm really sorry.
Okay. So when we talk about any particular numbers, so if I just show you this, can you have a look at these two columns? What do you understand? Let's just hide any other information we have on screen. Just have a look
Mm.
at local currency and group currency. What
Mm.
inference or what information can you get out of it?
It's just number, like it doesn't
Yeah, but they
provide
are
any.
plain numbers, right?
Yeah,
Do you get any information from plain numbers, or do you
yeah.
get information when you combine dimensions along with it?
Yes, we will get more information when we combine.
Yes. So any numbers hold no significance until and unless they are attached to the particular values of dimensions. So if I see this particular row 992, it means that it is for Bird Gourmet product for store 2 in the year 2023. So it means something, right? So always your
Mm.
qualitative data and your quantitative good data go hand in hand to bring out your master data or transactional data value, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Then dimensions are categorized in two forms in SAC. First is public dimension, another is private dimension. So what is a public dimension? Public dimension is something that are standalone entities. You can create them independently and reuse them apart from a model. Okay. So what is a model first? Okay, let me just take you to an Excel first and explain you there. Are you aware what is a model?
Uh, like I know it, but it would be better if you explain it.
All right. Let me explain it to
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Just give me a minute. I'm just sharing my screen. Let me know if the Excel is visible now.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So yes, last class we were discussing master data and transactional data, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I talk about this bank statement, all these are numbers, right? But what do you understand? What is 10,000? What is 50,000? They hold no significance until and unless they're attached to your debit or credit transaction. So we need master data, we need transactional data, we need the measures that are going to be attached with the set of dimensions to create your entire data set. Okay. Now,
Mm-hmm.
what is a model? Okay, model is a combination of dimensions, data, and data. So what is a model? Okay, model is a combination of dimensions, data, and data. So what is a model? Okay, model is a combination of dimensions, data, and data. So what is a model? Okay, model is a combination of dimensions, data, and data. So what is a model? Okay, model is a combination of and measures. Okay, it's a combination of dimensions and measures. So what are dimensions? Let us take example of a data set. Okay, so let's say you're working for an organization. So what is going to be your data? I mean, think of you as the HR in the HR department. What is the data that you're going to play with? Tell me.
Employee ID, employee name.
Okay, so employee ID means there is going to be some information about the employee, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what information will you keep about employee? Employee ID, employee name, employee address, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then there is going to be department master data, or there are many departments in the
Mm-hmm.
organization. So
Okay.
let's say we have a department ID, we have a department name, right? And we have a department head, right? Now,
Mm-hmm.
you will also contain some information about the transactions that are going to happen to this employee, which includes the salary of the employee, right?
Yeah.
Right? So, model is basically when we combine a particular set of data which involves the dimensions. Now, dimension contains their properties, properties and their attributes. Okay. Salary here is the fact data or transactional data, and it is represented by some measures. Okay. Now, when we combine them, they become a model. Okay. Now, model will contain dimensions and measures. Now, model, as I mentioned to you, there are two types of dimensions: public dimension and private dimensions. Now, when we are talking about a company's data, it will not just have one model. Let's say there is one model for P&L data. Okay. There is one model for balance sheet data. There is one model for maintaining the rates. Okay. There are three different models. Now, when we are creating dimensions, if we create any dimension that is public in nature, you can use this dimension. Let's say dimension D1, D2, and D3 are public. So these public dimensions can be used in all the models. Okay. Some dimension, something that is public can be reused, and something that is private is only specific to a particular model. So let's say D4 is a private dimension of model PNL. Okay.
Yeah.
This has got a
Only
private.
relevant for PNL.
So you cannot use this D4 here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because this is private for this model. Let's say this model has got a private dimension which is D5 and D6. So now you cannot use D5 and D6 in the model 1. Okay, because they are private to this particular model. Now, why do we create public and private? Private when we do not want to expose a dimension outside models. Public when we want to reuse. Let's say organization. Organization is mostly public. Why? Because if it is company's data, your organizational structure will remain the same, right? Whether you are calculating P&L, whether you are calculating balance sheet, whether you are deducing rates, your organization is going to be common, right?
Yeah.
Imagine a company, like we go back to Domino's. So the structure of Domino's organization will not change whether you are calculating the P&L data, whether you're calculating the balance sheet data, right? So organization is a public dimension here. Understood? What
Yeah.
is public and what is private?
Yes.
Okay, now let's go back to our slides. Okay, so in SAC also we have private and public dimensions. So public dimensions are basically standalone that can be created independently and can be shared across multiple models. If a model can contain public dimension, so when you delete a public dimension, okay, it is going to be not possible to delete until unless you remove it from the model. Okay, and if you delete a model, so let's say I delete my PNL model and my balance sheet model is still intact, so that means it will not affect my public dimensions. My public dimensions are created outside the model. But whereas if you delete a model, all the private dimensions will automatically get deleted. Okay, because private are within that model, they will get deleted. All
Yeah.
right. And when to use public and private? Public dimensions are used when you want to reuse a dimension, when you want to, let's say, you don't want to create it again and again in a model, so that is when you can reuse a particular dimension. Okay,
Mhm. Mhm.
now private are done only when you do not want to expose it outside a model, you want to keep it private. Okay, and these are the dimensions which are not very frequent, I mean you're not going to reuse them, so then make it a private. All right.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, now how do we create a dimension? We are going to practice this, okay, next time. So we have create dimension table, generic, we have public dimension. We first go to the page, we click on create dimension table. We can create generic dimension, we give it a name and we enable or disable certain parameters. You can enable data access control, you can hide the hierarchy nodes, you can enable the responsibility, you can enable the currency. I will show you how it is done. Okay, and while you're creating a private dimension, there are also some features that you can enable. Now, first we understand what are the different types of dimension, then we will go and create them. All right. There are different types of dimensions. The bigger bifurcation is public and private, but inside public and private, there are multiple types. First is organization dimension. What is organization dimension type? What do you mean? What do you think should be organization?
Like it denotes, it gives us information about organization.
Sorry?
It gives us information like about the organization.
Okay. So now
Uh,
let me make you understand what is a organization and what will it contain. Okay. So organization dimension represents a organizational structure. Okay. Such as cost centers, profit center, business units. It contains the properties like currency, person responsibility. They are automatically generated. Please focus on this line. These are the mandatory properties. Whenever you create an organization, you have to add a currency and a person
mm,
responsibility. These are system generated. You can add more properties like hierarchies and many more. Okay. How many organizations can we have in one model? Only one. Okay. You can have only one organization in one model, not
mm,
more than that. All
yeah.
right. So let me explain you how a organization dimension looks like. Okay. So let me show you how an organization should look like. Okay. So we were talking about one of the biggest pizza chain brands, Domino's. Okay. Do you think Domino's is just having its business in India?
No, no. worldwide. It's
It's a
worldwide.
global brand, right?
Yeah.
So let's say Domino's has got a global view. Under this global view, it expects to run in US. It is there in European region. It is there in Asia region. Okay. These are the three regions I am creating for Domino's brand. Okay. I'm explaining you how organization works. And
Yeah.
then there is Asia, how business works actually. Now in US, there can be North America, let's say North America, or maybe we can keep something like, let's make it America only, AME region. In America, we have North America, we have South America. Okay. Again, there is a split of region, right?
Yeah.
Now, coming to European region, let's say the business is in France, it's in Spain. Then in Asia region, let's say we have Asia, we will take India, we can take China, we can take Korea or Japan. Okay.
Mhm.
Now let's talk about Asia region. In India, do you think India region can be represented only by one bifurcation? India is divided into multiple zones, right? Let's say
Yeah.
in South zone, or we have, let's say we have only two zones, South zone and North zone. In North
Mhm.
zone, we have multiple states. Let's talk about Delhi, right? In Delhi, we again have South Delhi, East Delhi,
Yeah.
then we have West Delhi, right? In South
Mhm.
Delhi, let's say we have a place which is South X. Okay. In South X, we have four stores of Domino's. Store 1, store 2, store 3, and store 4. Okay. Now, can you say the business happens at India level, or should we say that the transactions happen at store level? Where will the actual business happen for Domino's? It happens at the smallest unit, right? Which is a store, which is also called as business unit. Okay. Any business transaction will happen in these stores, right?
Yeah.
You will go and buy a pizza from a store, not from Asia region, right?
Yes. Yeah. Mhm.
So every business, always understand that every business transaction happens at the lowest level, which is called as the business unit. You can call it as an entity, you can call it as a business unit, you can call it as a functional unit. Different organizations use different names. Now,
Mhm.
let's say the store one, in a day it made 100, it made 200, this again made 100, and this again made 300. So what will be the total of South X region? It will be 700,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
But what currency should this be?
Uh, INR
INR,
because
right?
yeah.
But let's say now in Japan, we have a store. I don't know the region's name, so I'm just picking up the store. So store 7, and we have
Mhm.
store 8, 9, and 10. So let's say here also we have 100, here also we have 200, 100, 300. But what should be the currency of this region?
Japanese currency, local
Yeah,
currency. Yeah.
JPY, Japanese yuan,
Okay.
right?
Mm.
Right?
Yeah.
Can you add 100 INR? Let's say we have in US, there is some transaction of 100 USD. Can you
Mhm.
add this and say that this becomes 200?
No.
What if, is this calculation correct?
No, it's not.
No. Why? Why it's not correct?
We have to first do currency conversion so that it
Perfect.
all becomes.
Because two currencies cannot be added, right? And
Yeah.
for currency conversion, what is the thing that you should know? Tell me.
Uh, we have to like consider a standard operating currency in which
No,
we will
that is
convert.
fine. But how do we convert? Okay, let's not talk about business. So you
Mm,
must have gone somewhere outside India, right? What is the first thing we do?
exchange.
Yes, you buy either dollars or the currency of that
Mm,
country, right? Because
yeah.
INR will not work there, right? They will not
Yeah.
accept it. It's just a piece of paper for them, right?
Mm,
So, what is the first thing you do? You convert your currency into dollars or something that is acceptable in that region.
yeah.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Next, how do we convert the transactions? How do we do this conversion? Have you ever done this before? Like in real life, you've done this before?
Not actually.
Not actually? Okay. So
No,
what do
no,
we
no.
do? Okay, let's imagine you want to go to US. You have
Yeah.
1000 something in INR, 10,000 in INR. Okay. What will happen? You will get it converted into US dollar. But
Mhm.
this is this true what I'm writing? Just tell me. 10,000 INR is equal to 10,000 USD. Is this always true?
No, it's not. It depends on the exchange rate.
Right. It depends on one of the parameters, what we call as exchange rate. Right?
Yes.
So this exchange rate is not only between India and US, this is between every currency. If you want to
Yeah.
convert INR to JPY, if you want to convert INR to CNY, if you want to convert INR to AED, that is Dubai currency, then
Mm,
you will have to apply a exchange rate, right?
yeah.
So let's say for India, all the transactions will be in INR, right? For
Mm-hmm.
China, all the transactions will be in CNY. For Japan, all the transactions will be in JPY. Now, how do I calculate how much profit or loss have I made at Asia region? We cannot add them directly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now comes the concept of local currency and group currency. Understand this point very well, okay? What
Okay.
is local currency? Local currency is local currency for a particular region, which is already defined. You cannot go and change this, right? Can
Yeah.
you go to Japan and say, no, today from today onwards, your currency is INR? Not possible, right?
Yeah.
It is decided by the government, it is decided by the banks of that particular region. What currency is their local currency? And why do we have local currency? Because all the transactions within that area will take place only in local currency, right? In India, if you go to a store nearby, they will not accept dollars, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Can you go and buy a chocolate with the help of dollars in India?
No, no, we can't
Until
do that.
unless it's a branded or a reputed airport shop, it will not accept dollars, it will only accept INRs, right? Similarly in
Yes.
US, if you go and purchase something from a store, they will not accept INR, they'll accept only dollars, right? So every
Yeah.
country, every region have their own local currencies defined. Why? For their local transactions. But when we talk about business, so if today Domino's CEO want to come and see how much total revenue they have earned. Are they in profit? Are they in loss? They have to pick up one currency or maybe two currencies in which their final data can be viewed. Let's say Domino's choose that I want to see my final data in USD. So, what we will do, we will convert everything in US dollars and then we will consolidate this data at group level to see the final data. Okay, this concept is called as currency conversion. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so now you understand why currency is important when we are creating a organization dimension. Why is it important? Because at some stage of our business, we will have to convert the transactional data which is there in local currency to group currency. So for that, the organization, it is mandatory to attach a currency with it. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
You understand the logic? Why was it written in the
Uh,
presentation that currency is needed?
yeah. When we add a organization dimension, it is like by default getting because of
Because it
like
is mandatory
it.
to put the currency. If we do not put
Mm,
currency, it becomes a challenge,
yeah.
right?
Yes.
It becomes a challenge during conversion, which is one of the most important thing that we have to do. Okay. All right, understood?
Yeah.
And why we
Understood.
convert currency? So that we can view the data at group level or global level. So
Yeah.
even now Asia region will have US dollars, European country will also now display its data in USD, and American will also display in USD. Then you can, let's say America region, you got a business of 1000 USD. In Europe it was minus 200 because it was a loss. And then in USD here, let's say it was again for 3000. So now you can make some calculation, because 1000 USD minus 2000 USD and this 3000 can be added or subtracted, right? Because they are in the same currency.
Yes. Yeah.
Just allow me a minute. I'll take a quick water break, 1 minute break. Okay. Any questions here? Please.
Uh,
Any questions in the organization dimension? Please
uh,
just have a look of what we have just seen to.
mhm.
Is it clear? Is it understandable?
Can we do like a group currency based on the region? Like for Europe, we define
Yes,
a
let's say.
different group.
So, how will group currency be decided? It will be decided on where you have your company's headquarters. So, let's say if
Okay.
it's a France based organization, it will not prefer
Mm-hmm.
US dollars,
Yeah.
it will prefer euros, right?
Mm. Yes.
So, it is the decision of the company what it is group currency is going to be, right? But
Yes.
local currency you cannot go and change. Local currency is already decided by the government of that particular region, right? India has INR. It cannot transact, or it cannot have its transactions in US dollars. You can have, but only at limited stores or at limited places, like maybe an airport, right? There, maybe US dollars can work. But if you actually talk about transactions in a country, it only happens in the local currency, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or even in big five-star hotels, when you know people
Mm.
from outside they come, they can perform in USD transactions, but then they have to pay a exchange price, right? Agree?
Yeah.
Any questions? Any more thing that you want to ask in organization dimension? Then we will move to next dimension.
Yeah. I'm clear on this part.
Okay. Next, another dimension is account. What is account? What do you understand by account? Word account. I'm sure you're not from an accounting or a finance background, but still, what do you mean by this?
I'm not able to like frame it.
Just give it a try. See, it's okay to be wrong. I just want to know
Uh,
what you can understand. You know, just give me anything that you feel is relevant to account.
Account basically it has financial data present.
Okay, financial data. So now, what financial data can we expect? Give me a very
Based on
simple account that you can
mm,
think of that we may have started even in our mathematics when we were kids. Profit and loss. I think you must have read about this before,
yes.
right? So, what
Mm,
is account? Account is basically a representation of your financial or chart of accounts. Now, why it is important? See, every business has more or less the same set of accounting standards. Okay, so if we talk about any business that is running in India following the same accounting standards, they will have more or less the same accounting charts. Now, how does it affect? See, we how do we calculate if there's profit or if there is loss?
uh, the selling price should be greater than the cost price.
Yeah, this is just for one transaction. When we talk about business, how business transactions work is the revenue that you have generated,
Mm-hmm.
right, should be more than the expenses that you have made, right? A simple concept. I will take you through the chart of accounts in detail when we will start the planning. Okay, there I will tell you how
Okay.
these add or subtract. But in very common sense, we are in profit or we are in loss is decided by the revenue and the expenses. Revenue means what money came in. Expenses mean what
Mm-hmm.
money we expend. Like to run any business, you cannot have a business without, having expenses. So let's talk about Domino's also. They are maintaining stores, right? So for the
Mm-hmm.
stores, they need to pay the electricity bills, right? That is an
Yes.
expense. So let's say today no transaction happened in a Domino's store, right? None of the pizzas were sold. But did you not spend on electricity?
Yes.
Your,
It will
your
be
stove was
spent.
up and running, right? The AC was entire
Yeah.
time on. Even if no business happened, still your expenses happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
Agreed? So
Yeah.
expenses
Agreed.
and income is separate. Okay? Income is what we make, what the money we make. But expenses are the money we spend to run our business. Now, how does Domino's work? Does it happen that when you go and order pizza, they instantly go rush to the market, buy vegetables, and then prepare your pizza, or they have to store some raw materials beforehand?
Yeah, they will store the
Right.
raw
So
materials.
they have to arrange for raw materials, right? That is also an expense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They will buy raw materials from somewhere. Domino's cannot grow tomatoes and onions within the store itself, right? It has to procure it, right?
Yeah.
Agreed? In order to make those
Yeah. Agreed.
pizza bases, whatever flour, whatever ingredients are needed, they have to procure it. They have to arrange it. That is the raw material. Then there is a running cost
Mm-hmm.
of the business, right? They have to arrange people, right? They have to pay salaries to those people, right? So that all
Yeah.
becomes
Agreed.
the expenses. And how is income generated? When you buy something, you give them money, that is their income, right?
Yeah.
So when their
Yes.
income is more than the expenses, of course they will make profit. Okay.
Yeah.
But when the income is less than the expenses, they'll incur losses, right? This is true for
Yes.
any business. This is true for any business, not just this. Okay. Any questions you have till here?
I just wanted to ask, like this organization dimension, account dimension. These can be defined as uh, public or private
Yes,
both,
we are coming
or
to that. There are only three
okay.
types of dimensions that you can create as public. So I will show you in the PPT. Okay. First, I'm just trying to
Okay.
build an understanding of what the dimensions are and how they are associated. Then we have a
Okay.
date dimension. Do you think we need date for representing a financial data?
Yes, it will be
Yes.
required.
Why?
Like if you want to make a consolidated list, like in the month of March,
Yes. So
what was
how,
the
if
revenue?
date is not attached, how will we know that when this transaction happened? So like if we pick up your bank statement, right? If we pick up your bank statement, let's say 100 was debited, 200 was credited. So there is always a side column of date there, right? Why? Because
Yeah,
you should know when this transaction happened. So you can close at your monthly balance and you can understand how much you spent or you earned in that particular month, right?
right.
So that is why date is associated. Now, what is the date hierarchy? This everybody knows. Hierarchy means what should be a similar structure for date? Like this is a structure for organization. What structure should we
Uh,
have for date? Imagine and tell me.
Year,
Right,
month,
year.
day.
Then within year we have H1, H2, half year 1, half year 2,
Okay.
right? This is a standard hierarchy followed everywhere. This cannot be changed, right? H1. Then H1 has Q1 and Q2. H2 has what? H2 has Q3. Q3
Q3,
means
Q4.
quarter 3 and quarter 4, right?
Yeah.
H1, what does
Yes.
it Q1 contains? Come on, this you should know. What is Q1?
Like we will have Jan, Feb, May, April.
Jan, Feb, March is Q1.
Yeah, yeah,
April, May, June is Q2, right? Likewise, July, August, September is Q3. Then October, November, December is Q4. For every year this is followed. So this will be same for 20, let's say 2026. We will have similar structure for 2027.
yeah.
Okay. So now how they are represented. So Jan is represented as 2026-01. What is 01? So the first four digits are the
Last month.
year and then we have 01. And generally we have only month granularity, not more than that.
Mm,
So this will be the structure until 12. We cannot go beyond 12. We have only 12 months, right? So
yeah.
2026 Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June, July till December. Now similar structure we will have for 2027. The ID will be
2027.
2027-01 and then till 12. Okay. Any
Yeah.
questions in date dimension?
No, Deepika.
No.
Okay.
Then there is another dimension which is called as version. What is version? Version means category of data. Category means whether my data is actual data, budget data, forecast data, plan data.
Plan.
I think we discussed about this in the last class, right?
Yes, yes, we
What is
discussed.
actuals, what is budget, what is forecast. So this is represented by version dimension. Then we have a dimension which is called as generic. Generic means something which is not this, not account, not date, not version, and not organization. Let's say you want to create a product dimension. This is a generic. You want to create a customer dimension. This is generic. Okay.
Yeah.
Apart from organization, account, version, and date, you can create any dimension which is generic in nature. Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions still here?
Uh, huh.
Okay. All right. So let's just quickly go through our PPT and then we will, in the next class, we will talk about how to create them.
Deepika, do we have any dimension for time?
Sorry?
Do we have any dimension for like time?
Time
Uh,
and date are same. You can have
okay.
more granularities. Okay.
Okay.
You can add a generic dimension which can be associated with time if you want some specific needs. Okay.
Mhm.
So we have organization, we have account. Account has got properties. There can be hierarchies. There can be only one account dimension per model. Version, again, only one per model. But generic, you can have as many n number of dimensions. Okay.
Yeah.
Then date dimension. Date dimension, as I mentioned, it is a property having for H1, H2, Q1, Q2, and until your month granularity. Okay.
Mhm.
You can play around with this dimension in your model also. Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
we will continue with the further because the other topics are models. We will continue it in the next class. Okay. And
Mhm.
tomorrow we will have your account. We can play around with your structure of data. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So see you same time tomorrow. All right.
Yeah, Deepika. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.